From the Fox 10 Gulf Stream, this is Next Weather.
Well, thank you for joining us and checking out Next Weather. Let's see what the big picture has for us. Dry conditions across the eastern United States, all thanks to the heat dome, which is in control. This is a ridge of upper level high pressure. What it does, pushes air down, compresses the atmosphere, heats it up, suppresses any thunderstorm activity. And that's very clear here. As you can see, nothing on the radar where the heat dome is in control. I want to give you a forecast of tonight. What are we expecting? Temperatures staying in the mid 70s. It's a little above average, 75 in Hurley, 75 in Lucedale, 74 in Leakesville, but on the coast a little bit warmer, 78 in Pascagoula. Taking you inland, notice a little bit cooler here. We have 81 for Monroeville, 73 in Atmore, 73 in McIntosh, and 72 tonight in Bruton. Mobile going to be at 77, so a little warmer. In fact, Dauphin Island a lot warmer at 82 degrees. And then for our Florida counties here, as you can see, Molino 73, Pay 75. All of these dealing with mostly clear to completely clear skies. Looking at your forecast for tomorrow, it's a scorching one. Yes, 99 degrees. Oh, wow. Yes, 99 degrees by 2 p.m. could reach 100 degrees. We reached 100 degrees today, believe it or not, in Mobile. And look at these forecast highs. Our Mississippi counties, there's 104 for our high temperature in Leakesville. This is incredible numbers. All sunny conditions, or at least mostly sunny conditions across the area. There's 100 in Mobile, 101 in Jackson, and 99 in Mobile, 95 in Fairhope. Along the coast, you might have a higher heat index. We'll look at that in a second. Pace 97 for tomorrow, Destin 93 and Crestview 99. And here's a look at the heat index for tomorrow, and there's those triple digits, 107, 103, 104. The humidity along the coast is what's making it just a little bit hotter feeling down there. I want to give you a look at Futurecast. There's not much to show on this thing. In fact, it's completely dry all the way through Saturday and all the way through Sunday. But my point is that I want you to look to our south as we get closer and closer towards Monday. So here's Sunday. You see a few scattered showers and storms around here. What is this in the Gulf of Mexico? Yes, that tropical wave that you might have heard us talking about. There it is. And there's the slightest chance that we could see an isolated shower, but we're not so sure that those really get to us. So keeping a 30% chance of coastal showers. That tropical wave really not impacting us. We'll talk about that later. Otherwise, 20% chance of rain in the extended outlook. These are the numbers that you need to see, though. 100, 103, 102 as we get into next week. It's going to be an extraordinarily hot week. And here, looking at the extended outlook, here it is. Get ready for it. 100, 103, 102. The only real thing that we're dealing with is that 30% chance of rain, that little bit of drop. All right, so coming up on Next Weather, I'm going to give you a full tropical update. There's a lot going on out there. I'll have all the details. That's coming up after this.
Can I play? Sure, but you need to bring your own truck. That's not a problem.
The Fox 10 Storm Tracker Fleet, taking you live to more places, covering the Gulf Coast like no one else can. Unrivaled experience, unparalleled severe weather coverage.
I think I need a bigger sandbox.
All right, well, it's time for a bit of a tropical update. We're getting deeper into August, and as we get deeper into August, that's when the tropical activity in the Atlantic ramps up all the way up to September 10th, which is the peak of hurricane season. We have quite a few tropical disturbances that we're tracking out there. A lot out here, way out in the Atlantic, and then our Gulf of Mexico one, some moving into the Gulf of Mexico, and then Hurricane Hillary in the eastern Pacific. Let's break this down, starting with the one furthest away from us. This has the highest chance for development in the near term, and 70% in the next 7 days. That means 70% chance for development into a named storm, until tropical cyclone, tropical storm, something like that. You can see the spin with it here. We're going to switch to the satellite for this thing, and we're losing the visible satellite, so you can see the kind of more clouds you see. Now we just have the infrared, and you can still see the spin of this system near the Cape Verde Islands. This thing is likely going to go kind of out into the middle of the Atlantic. It does have that chance for development. Now let's move further towards closer. We're skipping kind of the middle one here. This is 1030, so 10% chance in the next 2 days for development, 30% in the next 7 days. Here's the tropical wave here. Going to be moving likely towards kind of the Puerto Rico, Lesser Antilles area, and here's the kind of conga line of storms. Here's this one. You can see a few thunderstorms associated with it as it makes its way towards the Caribbean. Likely some gusty winds possible here. No real major impact. Some of the models, though, do develop this system. We'll keep an eye on it. A little too early to tell where this one goes. Now closer to home. Yes, we have one that will be moving into the Gulf of Mexico. Here's this one. As you can see, the little bit of spin here. The main axis of the wave, main axis of turning, is actually just to the south here. So you can kind of see that little bump. This wave moves into the Gulf of Mexico, has that 40% chance of development in the next 7 days. Taking a look at it on satellite, we're losing that visible satellite, but you can see that there's been kind of little areas of spin, little areas of thunderstorms. So this thing is going to slowly get its act together, bringing some moisture to Florida and then moisture into the Gulf of Mexico in the coming days. I want to take you to the Eastern Pacific now. We were just over there. Now we're crossing over Mexico. This is Category 4 Hurricane Hillary. It's an impressive system, very, very large. Incredibly large system. You can kind of see the Gulf of Mexico behind me here just to compare just how big this thing is. A Category 4 storm. Taking a look at the current particulars on the storm, 130 mile per hour winds. That is the 4 o'clock Central Daylight Time advisory. Category 4 hurricane. Pressure of 948 millibars. The path is the really interesting thing with this storm, and we can see it here weakening to a Category 1 hurricane by Sunday, and then Sunday 11 p.m. we're dealing with the possibility, so Sunday evening, of a tropical storm hitting Southern California. I never thought I'd be showing this. This is a tropical storm watch. This is Los Angeles, California, San Diego here. So yeah, tropical storm watch would never been issued by this office, and just tropical storm conditions possible in Southern California here. The big concern for them is going to be very heavy rain for the entire southwestern United States. Going to be a big concern there. Switching gears back to this system, they're kind of related in a way. I'm just going to let this play out as you can see as it goes there. Now the model's messing up here, but you kind of see where it ended up here as we got towards Tuesday, just tracked right across the Gulf of Mexico. Why did this happen? It's this thing. It's the heat dome. You can see Hillary goes around the heat dome there. Then Monday, our tropical wave, you can see that bump that I was talking about earlier. It's located right there. It can't reach the FOX10 viewing area. It has to go to the south. So the track takes it likely into Texas by the time we get towards Tuesday. And there you can kind of see in the streamlines a little bit of spin where that thing would be. And the main story for us is the heat dome staying in control over the next few days. So next storm lanes for the Atlantic on the list. Emily, Franklin, Gert, and Harold are the next name on the list. We'll see which ones get taken up. We are getting deeper into hurricane season, so that's something that we will always be tracking here at Fox 10. All right, coming up on Next Weather, another look at your extended outlook. Extreme heat expected in the coming days.
New to the Fox 10 weather app, your 24-hour radar forecast. Be the first to see how precipitation is going to affect your plans across the Gulf Coast. Detailed hour by hour, the 24-hour radar forecast on the Fox 10 weather app. Plus the latest breaking news with the Fox 10 News app.
Got him both.
Stay alert with Fox 10. Prime time is Fox 10 time.
The latest on the night's top stories are first on Fox 10 News at 9.
Wrap up your day, informed and ready for the morning.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this is just an insane 7-day outlook, really. So temperatures staying extraordinarily hot. So 99s this weekend. Then look at these numbers: 100, 103, 102. This is something where you're going to need to be prepared for this. If you have outdoor activities, which we all do, you're going to have to be ready for the extreme temperatures. Make sure you're kind of altering your plans so you can have some time either in the shade, hydration breaks, or just being inside if at all possible. Thankfully, the heat index not expected to be too terrible, but it's still terrible enough where we will see some excessive heat warnings. This is the 10-day outlook, and no real changes in the 10-day outlook. As you can see, the only thing we introduced is this little rain chance here towards the next weekend. So here's next week, and then next weekend here. So you can see a little bit of rain chance. Otherwise, just extreme heat. So everybody, just make sure you're staying safe in the next week of extreme heat. We will be keeping track of it here at Fox 10. Thank you for watching us here on Next Weather.